Testing. Yo, okay. Guys, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because we might have a trade forming here very, very shortly. But, guys, I am not at home in Idaho right now. I am on a family trip, and so my routine got completely disrupted. That's why you didn't see me make a market recap yesterday. That's why you didn't see me make... that's why I didn't get on the charts on time this morning because I literally did not get enough sleep. But guys, I'm still here. I'm still showing up, and I'm trying my best. I'm a human being, so I wish, like, a lot of this isn't even in my control. Like, I can't control that. Right now, I'm basically, like, I'm not, this is out of my control. My family's just doing this trip. It's a family reunion, so I just have to, accommodate the best I can. And so, anyway, if it was up to me, I would still be locked in, doing my routine, doing my grind, still making those market recaps for you guys. But unfortunately, that's not totally in my control right now. So, let's get locked in because we might have a trade coming up very soon. Looks like we have accumulation so far. And yeah, I'm looking. Let's see if we have any SMT. I don't want to jump into a trade too soon, but it is looking like accumulation, manipulation. Maybe we could distribute higher. We do have 10 a.m. coming up here. So, yeah, hopefully this is still okay. And guys, my lighting broke in the car. So now the lighting thing only has one stand, which is super annoying because now I'm going to have to like prop it up against the wall. And I don't know, man. It's just, real life, everything goes wrong, but it is what it is. And this light coming from my window is not helping the lighting. I don't know what to do about that. I guess it's closed, but so on the higher time frame, I am bullish because we swept out all these lows. Looks like we inversed this 4-hour gap. I could see us running up, pushing up further into this. We have this 15 minute fair value gap here. 15-minute fair value gap. And I wonder if we have 1 minute CISD here. So 15-minute fair value gap. And really quickly, I'm going to pull up Tradeovate here. As I've been doing, I'm going to be doing 9 accounts. So 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3 plus 6 is 9. So to me, this is looking like possible accumulation. I think we'll send the market will go up to these equal bodies here. We have this 1 hour for value gap right here. Once again, we swept out all these lows. We swept out previous day's low here. So here we go. Swept out previous day's low. All right, there's a violent move lower. We're tapping that 1 hour gap. Oh, very violent close there. 10 a.m. did just... Okay, that makes me question things a little bit. Because we just broke structure on the 1 hour. So... yeah, we broke this low with this placement. So 10 a.m. did just close. I think we have SMT with this high. Yeah. Okay. So scratch that whole idea, because now we have SMT with this high. And now we are forming a 1 hour change state delivery. Okay. Because look at how we displaced below this low, breaking structure. I want to see what do we have on the 5 minute, right? We have a 5 minute gap here. So to be honest, I could see us pushing up into this gap, making it seem like we're going to go run these equal highs, and then we continue lower. Where did 10 a.m. close? So here's where 10 a.m. closed. So 10 a.m. So I could see this being... I'm trying to be thoughtful about this. I think we might expand lower off of this. So yeah, 1 hour change state delivery. I'm wondering... Yeah, I do like this at bearish SMT a lot. Just trying to figure out, do we have like any key levels here? Oh, you know what? Here's this 1 hour rejection block. Okay, wait. Yeah, 1 hour rejection block. On NQ, let's see this. Wait. On NQ, we sweep out that rejection block. On NASDAQ, on S&P, we don't. So here you can see, yeah, 1 hour rejection block. We sweep out the high on NQ. On whatever it's called, we don't. And look at that, we are distributing lower off of that. So I was right about that so far. I think we are drawing towards Asia. And then we have another bearish SMT here. I think. Okay. Where was our 5-minute change in state of delivery? Obvious one. There's an obvious one right here. Well, objectively, first one happens there. I think this one's more relevant. So now we're tapping that first standard deviation. Well, why is this so dark? On the S&P, this is a 4-hour gap. Oh, and look at this as well. This is a new week opening gap here. Why is that not popping up? I don't know. Oh. I don't know, but I can see it. It's right here. Yeah, so we've rejected this new week opening gap. See that? I don't know why it's saying that's the new week opening gap, but that is not the new week opening gap. This is. So yeah, look at this new week opening gap. And look how perfectly we fill it. Look at how we perfectly fill this. I mean, this is very, very perfect. And then measuring the midpoint. So yeah, look at how we perfectly fill this here. I do think we're going to deliver lower off of this. So what draws on liquidity do we have lower if we are going to go lower? Well, we have this consolidation. I mean, we have these, which are somewhat like triple equal lows. Market looks like it's respecting this one a little more. So we backtest OTE. Order block around July 2nd. Let's take a look at that. Order block around July 2nd. Yeah. That's a very possible draw. Honestly, yeah, I think the first target would be this sell side here. So think we'll go to the sell side. Now I'm just trying to figure out. There might not be opportunity for me right now, so that's okay. Yeah, I think that we're going to be drawing towards the sell side. But to be determined. It doesn't have to happen like that. Maybe hit sell side, then C of the OB. Yeah. I feel like that's a very possible. That's very possible for sure. Yeah, I think in general though, I think we might be looking to go back to this daily for value gap and run these lows. I don't know though. Just trying to see like what's the actual opportunity here, because right now I'm not seeing an opportunity. But yeah, if we came up, took out all of these highs and came up into this fair value gap, then maybe. CPI and PPR next week. Oh yeah, we should be looking at that, huh? So yeah, there's no news today, so that's good. So we have this 15-minute gap. This is in discount. NAS in between weekly and monthly open. Interesting. What do you think that means? So this 15-minute for value gap is sitting perfectly in discount. Curious, are we getting any SMTs here? I like how this is sitting perfectly in discount, this 15-minute for value gap. Not seeing SMT yet with anything. I guess we have SMT with YM with this low. Either of them could be used as a drawn liquidity. Interesting. So I'm not going to take this because I'm not wanting to take longs right now, but maybe we get a 1-minute change of state delivery here. Weekly was just hit this morning. Yeah. So I'm going to get rid of that. So 1-minute change state delivery, we did just get that. So I think we could be drawing up to those equal highs short term, but to be determined. I don't really want to be bullish. this could be decent. Monthly open is resting price right now. I need to pay more attention to those monthly opens, to be honest. Oh, I'm liking midnight. Midnight is placed. I'm liking 9:30. So maybe we're gonna come up there. Yeah, nothing. I'm not liking this because it's just not obvious to me. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Like I said, we did break this hourly low with displacement, so I'm still feeling that we're gonna go lower here. Like very clear displacement to the downside. I think we're gonna draw to the sell side, but I'm just wondering. What's the opportunity here? Maybe we will push above midnight. Maybe we won't get up that far. But I do think we'll displace down. So yeah, you can see how perfectly we fill this new week opening gap. Like, this is like very, very precise stuff. I mean, yeah, look at where we open. Right here. And look at how perfectly we end up filling this. I was just watching this in the 2022 or 2023 mentorship. And this is crazy that look at how perfectly we fill this. So then we get SMT with this high right at the top of that. 1 hour for ViGap, monthly open, Asia lows all equal. Yeah, we got Asia lows that are most likely being drawn to right now. Let's see, can we identify accumulation, manipulation, distribution? If so, then we can probably identify the model that we're in right now. Yeah, I feel like this isn't that relevant. I think this is manipulation, right? So this move higher. So maybe like do we have like a 4-hour level? S&P has a 4-hour gap. Elliott Wave. I don't look at it, but that's cool. On the 1 minute. Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I would say, honestly, I think if we came up here and we came up to this high, I think this would be inducement. But I don't know if we will get that. Yep, we're drawing towards sell side. I think we just took Asia. Like, the entry was clearly right here. 5-minute change state delivery. So now, if I measure out standard deviations, look at how we perfectly retest OTE here, right? So we should be drawing to that second standard deviation. OTE tapped here. So OTE. Now I'm just wondering, okay. Not sure exactly how we entered, but I do think we will draw down to the second standard deviation here. On the 1 minute. Yeah, I think we'll draw downward on the 1 minute as well. Personally, I think that is what's going to happen. I think we're going to go down. So the second standard deviation, and then this fourth standard deviation. Yeah, I feel like the only opportunity I see is if we come all the way back up, sweep the high. I don't think we're going to do that, to be honest. I just don't. I think that's, yeah, asking for a little much, but you never know. We do have a 15-minute gap here, 15-minute BPR. So this might be an area of relief. See how perfectly we respect that BPR. Do you watch macro times? Yeah, of course, bro. Of course. Of course I watch macros. Macros are very important. So yeah, I think we'll draw down to the second standard deviation here. We have this BPR that's standing in the way. So right now I'm kind of just tape reading price because I'm not seeing any entries, but I do think that this BPR is in the way of the second standard deviation here. So that's where we're getting some kind of resistance. Yeah, I watched 950, 1050, 1150. I also use the other ones, the ones that most people don't know about, the 20 to 40s. Personally, I like those too. So this is cool as well. Check this out, guys. I find this very, very fascinating. So here we had midnight. So this was already kind of inducement because if I drag this over, you can see if I go to the 1 minute chart, this is where our change state of delivery is, right? You can see we had this old high just chilling right here. So we form a fake high, and then we induce that high into the change in state of delivery, and then we go lower. Very interesting. See that? Yeah, IC doesn't talk about them, but they're real. That's crazy. Look at how perfectly we use that. Ooh. Bang. I just go off. I'm not even an ICT degen. I'm more of like a, I like ICT because I can see it working in the charts over and over again. I like what actually works. And personally, I've seen from my own back testing that the 20 to 40 macros are real. I've seen that the 50 to 10 macros are real. So I like all of them, right? And I just go off of what makes sense to me. Not necessarily like taking what ICT says as the word. You know what I mean? I go off of actually, does it make sense or does it not make sense? Based off of my own back testing. Look how perfectly we react off of that BPR. Very cool. So, this is decent for an inversion. I don't want to be bullish right now, but if I had to be bullish, I would probably take this. But yeah, the RR just doesn't make sense to me. And I'm not bullish, but this is a good inversion objectively. Like, I think, yeah. I agree with you. I believe liquidity generation is dynamic. Any concepts can, exactly, bro. Then the day the market seeks to run liquidity. It's not any more complicated than that. All right, here we go. 15-minute BPR. We are getting this 1 minute change of state of delivery on, I guess, both this and this. So we run down, we sweep this low. So it's looking like accumulation, manipulation, distribution on the lower time frame. I'm considering a possible entry where I'm considering possibly just entering on this 5 minute change state of delivery because I think this will be inducement. But then again, it's very possible that maybe we end up going back up to buy side here. It's very, very possible we could. And so I should probably keep that in mind, because we do have a lot of buy-side liquidity here. And at the end of the day, this looks algorithmic right here. This looks very algorithmic. I know I was bearish, but this looks very algorithmic. We might actually be going up to go run those highs. We had this 1 hour for value gap and discount. 5 minute change state delivery about to form. So if we get this 1 hour change state delivery, which I think we will. Let's see, do we have SMT? Do we have SMT? Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to switch my bias because this is very algorithmic, the way we're displacing up, and just based off of liquidity, I think we should go up to those highs. So we get SMT there as well. We're about to get change state of delivery. I'm just going to go based off of my own personal conviction and say that I think that the bias will be bullish and we will go up to those equal highs. So if we get this change state of delivery, well, let's see here. How could I do this? I could go I think I might just enter on this close, actually. Or I'll enter on the retest. So I'm going to put a limit order there. So 22,916. And then I could just enter on the close, but it looks like I'm gonna get filled on the retest here. So I'm gonna put stop loss.
Order filled.
There we go. Order filled. Stop here, and I'm gonna target 1-to-1. Actually, I'm going to do half off at 1R. I do think we'll continue higher. I'm going to do half. I think this is accumulation, manipulation, distribution. So I'll do half off at 1R and then half off at 2R. That's what I'll do. So TP1 will be here. So TP1, and then I'm going to do TP2 here. So once again, the trade is 1 hour BPR, sweep of Asia's lows, internal sweep of these lows with SMT, and 5-minute change state of delivery from the hour gap. So once we retested that, I entered. And I could tell this was very algorithmic. I could just tell by the way we displaced and the way we got SMT that this is very algorithmic. So change state delivery. So we'll just have to see. Once again, I'm going to do half off here. So yeah, one off there, and then the other one off at 22,990. So this is the trade. We'll see what happens if it hits stop loss or TP. Do I ever look at volatility? I honestly should more often. It sounds interesting. But yeah, this is my trade. We'll see how this goes. I don't really care whatever happens. I think it's a good trade. So, yep, here we go. Here's the trade just to show you guys that I took this. So, how do I switch my screen? That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I can't figure out how to switch the screen. Okay, I'm just going to make a new display capture. So, boom. Okay, here we go. So now you should be able to see my screen, my other screen. So, yeah, here we go. Stop loss. Stop loss is right here. And taking one off at these equal highs. And then holding the other one up for the, yeah, just continuation through these equal highs. So, I think it's a good trade. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. We're already back at break even. I could take all off at these equal highs. It's always a possibility if I want to do that. I think this is a strong draw on liquidity. So we'll just have to see. I could take all off here. But I think we'll go to this first standard deviation at the very least. So what I'm gonna do actually, I'm gonna have the other half go off at this first standard deviation because I think that that'll be a very sensitive price point. So I'm gonna switch the TP to 22,984. Ooh, that's crazy. Did I get stopped out? No. I thought I did. I like this trade, but I might have been offside. I just think this was very algorithmic, and I think this liquidity is really good. I think most of the time we do end up going there, and especially with this SMT. I will go break even when we hit this TP because I think after we hit these highs, I don't think we should return. I'm actually going to move TP to here, TP1 to here. Just because I don't want to get scammed a TP. I want to be able to get all off there. Thought I got stopped out, honestly. Retested 0.618 opening range. Makes sense. Yeah, I think just because of liquidity and displacement, I think we should go up here. So I'm staying with my bias and my conviction that we should go to there. But you know what? Could be wrong, and that's fine. That's just trading. Like, if this fails, I think that this is reasonable. I think that this is something I should give post-trade approval to. But, this isn't... I think it's, this is something that either way, I'm going to review it. We'll see what happens. And, yeah. But at the end of the day, you just have trading's about taking on risk. If I see something I like and I don't take it, then like I just want to get better, so I'd rather just take it and then face the consequences of whatever. But if I like it, I want to take it because to me this is accumulation. These are low resistance highs. So I mean, this is some nice displacement. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. I think these are very, very nicely placed highs. I think we should go there, but I can't see the future, unfortunately. All I can do is take trades that I like and then accept the risk and then take them as they're supposed to be taken, and that's all I can do. I don't have control over the outcome. So, yeah. Now, we did displace lower. I think this S&T might save us. This is maybe the reason this trade could work. Is because we did end up getting S&T there. It's tough. It's not super obvious because we did break the hourly structure to go lower. Yeah, usually this doesn't happen. I feel like it was a decent trade, but
stop filled.
There we go, stop filled. I'm gonna review it, and it is what it is. So tough. I feel like this was decent. I mean, all you can do is take on risk. You don't have the control over the outcome, but I guess the important thing is we ended up doing that thing that we were considering at the very beginning, which was we broke hourly structure to the downside, and then we had this 5-minute gap, and we were saying, well, we might end up. It's tough, man. This is what we were saying. We might end up inducing this high. Remember, we were talking about that at the very beginning, and I was saying this 5-minute for value gap might end up rejecting us lower, and you can see that's exactly what happened. It's crazy because, like, I really don't have control over the outcome. As much as I wish I did, I do not. Ooh, there was SMT here. So we got rejected by an SMT. So, this is one where it wasn't a bad trade, but I think if I had done pre-market analysis, I would definitely be on side with this, and I would know to be bearish. We do retest this 30-second change state delivery. The trade was definitely, dang it, dude. I should have stayed with my original idea because midnight open right here. Dang it, dude. Dang it. Look at how perfectly we react off of this 30-second change state delivery. So, like, I did like that trade, but it was wrong bias. If this bias was correct, that trade would have worked out. But the problem is it wasn't right bias. The right bias was bearish. So here we have 30-second change state delivery. All I can do is take on risk and take a trade I like, and I did that. So, I'm okay. If I had done pre-market analysis, I don't think that would have lost because I would have had my bias right. And I would have known to target the opposite direction. I'm honestly very much considering giving that a post-trade approval because I did everything right. I didn't get emotional. I entered it where I was supposed to. We had SMT. The only thing was I had my bias wrong. So honestly, I'm going to go ahead and give that a post-trade approval because it wasn't that the trade was bad, it was that the trade was against bias. Hopefully that makes sense. So you can take a good trade, but have it be the wrong bias and still lose. And that's exactly what happened with this. Is we had the right bias, we had the wrong draw on liquidity. So it was a good trade against the wrong draw on liquidity. And so this is how you get a little better. Is next time we're gonna have the right draw on liquidity. Because look, if we had the right draw on liquidity, this 30-second change state delivery, we would have banked on this, right? So it is what it is. Yeah, wrong bias. Good trade, wrong bias. And it's just one of those things where it's like, I'm just getting better here. I'm just showing up. I'm getting better. Yeah, I took a loss, but I actually do think that was a good loss, just wrong bias. Hopefully that makes sense. Did I mess up? I only messed up because I failed to do my pre-market analysis this morning because I wasn't in my normal place to be able to wake up on time to be able to do that. Otherwise, I probably would have had my bias correct. And yeah, this would have distributed lower very, very well, very nicely. Man, this was a very nice trade. 30-second change state delivery. Look at how, the nice thing about this is this is very well placed above midnight. So you can see this is where you just have to accept risk. And like, yeah, I took a loss. But guess what? I actually am going to give this post-trade approval, even though it was a loss, because it was a good trade. It was wrong bias. Yeah, exactly. Good trade, wrong bias. I'm going to give this post-trade approval because it was a good trade. Not because, yeah, I had the wrong bias, but did I execute it correctly? Was it a good trade with good displacement, with SMT, off of a change of state delivery? Did it have good liquidity? It had everything, right? So in all the terms of a good trade, it was a good trade. But did I mess up because of the bias? Yes. And so that's where the improvement is going to come, because I'm going to say, okay, my bias was wrong. If I had my bias right, you can see this would have hit 2-1, because I would have taken this as a, let's see, I would have taken this where it was half off at 1R and then half off at 2R. So I would have done this. So, yeah, I'm going to give this post-trade approval because I do think it was a good trade, but it was against the bias. And that's just where I need to get better. So, yeah. But I do think this was good. And notice, you could actually just take all, like if this was a personal account, you very well could just leave all to go to the third standard deviation with conviction, because this is where this low is. And you can see that's exactly where we go. So standard deviations are kind of useless without taking into account the draw and liquidity. Like, which standard deviation do I target? Well, it depends on where the lows are in the market. In this case, this was where our low was, so I want to use the third standard deviation as my target. Versus, yeah, anyway. It is what it is. I just think trading is just a matter of probabilities, and it lost, but it was a good trade. And as well, it was just wrong bias. Tough. I like those low resistance highs, though. I did like those low resistance highs. And yeah, we'll just keep getting better. I think that was a good trade. So now we just popped off this low. So yeah, wrong bias. This inversion's looking decent. I'm considering taking this on eval, not eval. Sorry, I meant on a. I'm not taking any more trades on funded or eval. I meant demo. Alright, I like this. So we swept out this low. Then again, you know, it could be one of those things where our bias is bearish. So yeah, look at how we have this SMT with YM as well. SMT with YM here. And then the SMT with the S&P right here. It's tough. Trading is not easy. So I guess we only have 6 more minutes. Yeah, this is where doing my pre-market analysis would have been beneficial. Man, now we're probably gonna go run up this liquidity. Now I really like this. Huh. 4 minutes. I would consider, if I was taking this for real, I would consider maybe entering on the retest of the inversion. Then again, I don't know. I'm not taking it for real, so. No matter what I do, I don't have control over the outcome. All I can do is just try and take good trades. And yeah, that's all I can do. So anyway, 2 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go. We have a 15-minute BPR here. We swept out this. Oh, bro. Yo, you're kidding. 15-minute BPR. This would have been such a good trade. 15-minute BPR. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta take a risk. 15-minute BPR. Check this link. What link? Oh, man. I liked this. Just entering on a change state delivery. This would have been good RR. You go... Because to me, this is like a void, right? It acts like a void. It's not actually a void, but... Trade channel link. Interesting. I feel like a lot of time when you take a trade, you need narrative. Like, think about it like you want someone on the opposite side of your trade to be your liquidity. So in this case, we get this placement up, we hit this fair value gap, and then we get change state delivery down. You know that there's for sure going to be trap longs up there, and then boom, you take it down to sell side. I feel like just always having a narrative for your trade is always going to be beneficial. All right, that's 11:10. I'll see you guys next